loves to play the pick. Haven't necessarily seen all of the success, though, as that is an Azir. Doesn't exactly spark all of the joy for me, personally.
Yeah, we've seen Azir do pretty well in the Trist, all things considered. You know, typically that was a counter matchup back in the past, but not willing to let the grubs go.
Yeah, level 6 has been hit here by Ona, though, as there's the Zenith Blade. Pletter actually going in, grasping roots, comes down as Ona is the focus, but Faker's already dived in. That's the first blood, and it goes to Tristana, gets the reset there.
That would be an entirely different situation. Isn't able to use that ultimate for the self-heal, and because Pletter went in aggressively, weren't able to do anything to help Sponge. Yehu doesn't have his ult as well, so once the cooldowns were unavailable, we just saw Sponge go down and Guma gonna pick up. Oh, he actually missed one.
Oh, missed one. Savage, be able to get through.
You can see Ono looking at challenge on the Raptors there. He's really starting to take over in this matchup and pull a bit of a lead now.
Oh yeah, this is really dangerous. Grasping Root's going to get double value, but I don't know whether it even matters. Stranglethorns comes in, the knockup comes down. Dawning Shadow and Faker gets in there. Now Yehu just trying to get himself out. The Emperor's Divide did absolutely nothing.
It's a really nice play from T1 there.
Yeah.
And they're continuing to apply the pressure. They're now going to look to get 6 Void Grubs.
And 6 Grubs is, that's going to be very difficult to deal with, especially with Zeus sitting in a side lane so much. Faker as well, his split push is so dangerous.
Yep, such a big threat. And it definitely feels like DRX. There's a significant goal lead built up now. It's 12 minutes, 2,500, but now they're looking for Carrier to answer back. Yep,
potential dive here as there is the flash attempt onto Sponge, but they haven't picked up the turret aggro just yet, and he's used everything. Frog able to avoid as now Carrier should be going down here. Mystic shots, it's going to be able to be Teddy picking up the kill. And Frog seems to be okay for the moment, although he's not out of the woods just yet. Oh god, this must be so scary for the little Skarner, or the lawnmower, or the terrifying large Skarner. Whatever it is, he is in a whole host of trouble. Gumayusi does not want to be tanking this one as the Impale goes wide, and that means they can pounce on in and grab the kill. Oh no, correct.
So really smart from Sponge to bait that out. They're now in trouble.
And after flashes, yeah, walls don't really mean too much here for Frog, and finally the Stranglethorns get some push Carrier away, and Carrier not really even noticing that Teddy exists here in this lane. That should be the outer turret in mid lane just going down. Not a whole lot that DRX could do about it.
And you know, I'm going to be honest, if it's Teddy there, so I think it's just the right call to let it go. That low HP tower isn't really helping.
Unless it's lore, in which case that can't be, as good buffer there from Faker, but he can't buffer the next one. There's the Flash Emperor's Divide. That's the kitchen sink. Teleport is going to be used here. That's going to bring Yehu over, unless it was just interrupted by Carrier, in which case he's not going to be there to join. Frog does find himself the Impale, as Dawning Shadow is going to be what locks down the kill onto the Skarner in the end. Teddy trying to get some autos down, as my goodness, Sponge, he's not even able to take the dragon without costing it his life. As now, yeah, he will go down. Faker takes a lot of damage, though, and those plants need to be respected. Carrier now doesn't have a lot of damage, and so Yehu, they're just fighting over the honey fruit. Oh, this is a battle for the ages. Carrier, I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win. The Nautilus is just too strong as he takes down the Pigeon, and look at that guy.
I feel like maybe a year or two ago, this might have surprised us, but this is just Carrier.
It is. And we've seen them in these game states so many times before. We know that they're like a well-oiled machine when it comes to just making sure they from your Skarner.
I love how they're defending this tower so heavily when it's an Azir tower.
Wait, who's defending who? Like, Solar Flare going to connect here onto Carriers. Over the wall goes Frog, finds the Ram. There is the Impale, and they take down the Nautilus.
I don't believe they'll do this, but being that it's T1, I think they'll probably start the Baron.
That may happen. True Shot Barrage was a decent.
And he's left alone to defend the tower. It's going to go so fast.
Yeah, he does have a True Shot Barrage, but it's not going to be able to save this turret, and that is just going to explode. Teddy able to Arcane Shift. Nothing for this. It could be an absolute catastrophe. Faker gets rammed into the wall, but it doesn't really seem to matter because the Impale doesn't land. There's the ulti onto Pletter, though. He goes in. DRX now have rebuilt the Phalanx as the spear is going to miss. But T1 have just said, we'll just keep you at arm's length. We'll just throw out what we can find without hard committing. Is never mind. Gumayusi has to cleanse, and there's Teddy. Grabs the Trinity Force proc and takes down the pit. Yeah, Ona's going to take a while to get over here. I think this Baron is going to go over to DRX. But what is going to happen? Like, I think, you know, Faker, if he had been given another opportunity, would have probably opted to just stay there towards that bottom side. Whether it does work out here. As Plants coming on out, trying to be frustrating. Pletter goes in, gets the rocket jump out of Faker. Should give Teddy some free time with this outer turret, and they will be able to at least.
And they're going to get the Dragon as well. So mid tier 1 going down obviously is nice. DRX now going to take this tier 2.
Yeah, they should.
Hoping for their sake they don't lose anything more in the bot lane, but Skarner just throws boulders and clears the wave, so I think he's okay.
He is.
DRX.
Yeah, a little bit of a ruckus as DRX are just going to double down. They're going to grab this inner turret in the mid lane. Zeus will be able to pick up the inhibitor.
He doesn't have a wave, so
yeah,
I guess they're just saying that's all he can do.
Well, Faker's going to try and push Frog away. True Shot Barrage hitting the wave mostly. Gumayushi, oh my goodness, Teddy looked at him and he takes so much damage here. That is going to be this inner turret falling down as well. And DRX, when it comes to the demolition, which is what they wanted to get.
DRX sensed this. You know, they saw him take the blast cone. They're moving more aggressively now. Yeah,
Teddy once again taking a lot of damage as Faker down to 50%. Same can be said for Teddy though. Really has to stand in this backline. There is the Drakes to come on over here. Teddy over the wall. They maybe think, oh, there he is. He goes in. Gumayushi has to flash. And Sponge still here threatening. Depth charge going to be used on the Zyra, and they just burst down the Baron. Zeus is also just kind of winning the game casually by himself here as well. And DRX, I think they were stuck between a whole lot of different, very difficult decisions, and Spear is going to connect. Platter is executed. Sponge, he throws down the Stranglethorns, but then he has to flash out of there. And I think this is the beginning of the end for DRX. Yahoo! There are a lot of plates spinning right now, but there's also a lot that are just lying strewn on the ground. They weren't able to keep up with all of them as T1 were just throwing too many decisions their way. Zeus, I don't know what that one was about, but he's got a GA, so he may as well dive underneath Nexus turrets, and he almost takes them all out as he does so. Onto the fountain goes Sponge, and he'll just have to watch as T1 finishes off the Nexus. DRX made him work for it, but didn't really. What? Rock! Rock! It's a rock!
You know what? I love it. And it's just, you know, I think it went a little bit rapid fire there. T1 clearly.
Sponge just putting plants in the lane. And Ona comes down, does manage to land that Q, but Yahoo coming on over. Level 5 once again as Ona is going to find the dash on the E. And First Blood, it happens exactly the same way, but this time Yahoo's there to answer. Stuff. You can see Sponge notices the fact that Ona is here on these grubs. I think he's going to be able to do too much about it here as the red buff going to be taken. Teddy actually cleansing the slow from the extendo beam.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest.
Not sure how worth that was.
Not sure you really needed to do that.
No.
You may have saved yourself from like half a Zeri Q, perhaps, if that.
Well, DRX about to get infinitely more grubs than they got in game 1. There we go. Beautiful. Rascal is a rock. Zeus is not as much of a rock. And that's the top lane. There you go.
I would say K'Sante is built a bit like the rock, though.
Yeah, I would say so as well. It's okay. Teddy's dead. The cleanse wouldn't have been going to be able to pick this one up without too much contest. That is precisely the case. So we're going to check out this replay one more time.
I think they could potentially challenge Ona there, but Rascal doesn't have ult, so I think the safe call just to back away.
Yep. As Carrier looking a little bit silly there as Faker getting taken down to 30 still. There's the Solar Flare. It does connect very nicely. Great layering of CC here as Yahoo just really wanting to get the damage down onto Ona. Bit of Q value, but the health bars are so low on T1's side. Some free time with the turret should ensue from this one, and DRX, it feels like a step up here in game number 2. That's what I'm feeling right now, as Sponge can smell blood in the water. Gets the plant over. Grasping Roots come down. And there is Zeus on that flank angle. He is at full health, just wanting to find someone to hit with his abilities, but it's Yahoo. Oh dear, bit of Owen Wilson as he gets a control ward down. Gumayushi doesn't find the extendo beam. He gets over the wall. Carrier not able to lock him up just yet. There's a blast cone there. Valdez, there's a blast cone there, and it is going to be denied. Beautifully done, T1. Lock down the kill onto the enemy mid laner.
That one was for Brendan Valdez.
That was.
Save it.
As Carrier just barely sidestepping that one. That was pretty cute. As Faker has just pushed Teddy around. And at least their third. As Sponge probably not winning
6 this time.
Yeah, not 6. Probably 5 is what I'm seeing right now. As, all right, there's the engage from Pleta. Finds another Solar Flare, and the layering of CC is gorgeous. Faker just couldn't do anything the whole time. And now Rascal's a rock. He's flashing, he's dashing, he's getting out of there. He must have ulted in to try and deny something. Wasn't able to get a grub.
Same plates from the same place.
There you go. And also, it's equal dragons. As, oh man, that was almost.
Overall, not doing as bad as last game. But in the AD carry role,
Yeah.
it's pretty rough. Most of the goal lead best overall from DRX. Try to overforce that one.
Yeah.
And this is why people like Nautilus and Vi. Can't miss with those champions.
Yeah.
Leona and Zyra, definitely an opportunity to not connect with your skills, and that's what ends up happening. And now, Yehu.
The revenge of Faker is coming in here as now Keria finds the quickness onto multiple members. It's a great Valkyrie, but I don't know whether even with the flash, that's going to get Yehu out of here as yet cut down where he stands. Zeus will take a bit of damage back.
What can DRX do?
Well, I don't know. We'll see whether Pleta has an answer. I think defending the inner turret.
They are sacrificing Dragon for it.
Yeah, if you're going to be thinking about being mean, that was a zoning miss of abilities from Sponge coming towards this bottom side, but not really going to get too much out of it. Back to come through as now Faker, I mean, if it first in once again. It's alright, just wants to walk up to Faker, does get Buster shotted, and that was beautifully played.
That was so close, so the Zenith Blade nearly connected, and if it did,
He just follows him the whole way.
Yeah.
But T1 are now just sieging here towards this bottom side. There's the Grand Entrance on top of the Rock, who's pretty tanky, but not quite tanky enough. Moonfall coming on in there from Owner. And Rascal, he will be able to soak up all of this damage, but the inhibitor is still going to go down. The job has been done here by T1, and DRX have not been able to answer now. All of Rascal's health is back. He's teleported in, but where's everyone else? What are they going to be able to do? Can they actually hold on to this one is the question. As in goes the Kazate, and it's a double kill for Gumayushi. The Rock has done nothing. He hasn't been able to get in there and affect anything because T1, they just turn on the squishy members. They take him down. It's a triple for Guma. And maybe the game's just over here.
Yeah, they have a mini wave. Rascal doesn't have ult. He didn't have it when he tried to flank.
Yeah.
And now Teddy's trying to defend. But the human Nexus, I'm not sure he can do it.
They might be able to kill the real Nexus though, even if they can't kill Teddy. And this game was kind of a game until it was just done. Nexus goes down 21 minutes here for T1.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POG interview translation, joined by Owner and Keria on the side of T1. Congratulations! Owner, this is your third consecutive victory and T1 has moved up to second place. How do you feel? It feels great. It was a clean 2-0 victory, which makes me pretty happy. And Keria, this will be your first summer POG. How do you feel? It makes me happy that I'm able to receive POG. Owner, we finally got your Nidalee today, and the moment Nidalee was locked, the fans went wild. And many joking about how their bingo card is now complete. So, since you're good at her, why did it take so long to play her? For today, for instance, I feel like we had a really good angle to play her, and it went really well. I got really lucky, and everything went really well. And in the LCK, Nidalee had a pretty low win rate compared to how high her pick rate was. With 5 wins and 8 losses, with a 38.5% win rate. Why do you think her win rate is so low? You know, maybe because I played her only once, maybe that's why. And Keria, in game 1, you solo killed the enemy mid Azir with Nautilus. We have a replay ready right here. You were taking up some honey fruits and fighting until the very end. Did you think that you would win here? Yeah, so Faker actually marinated him so well before dying off. And I decided, you know, I already knew that I would be able to win here, so it wasn't that hard. How did it make you feel when you killed him? Oh, so I actually knew that Azir didn't have his E, and I was pretty certain that I would kill him. And everyone else was saying that he still had E's, which made me a little nervous, but I was able to win, so I'm glad. So who told you that he still had E? I think it was Faker. And Owner, you played Diana in game 2. How did you come up with this pick? Just looking at the enemy comp, I just thought that Diana would work really well against their comp, and it was also a choice based on how we had Rakan as our support pick. And in game 2, Keria, what an amazing gameplay with Rakan. and you guys had such early control, and you roamed mid, then right back bot into the tower dive. So walk us through your decision making. So being able to roam well really depends on how well your solo laners are playing. So given that all three top, mid, bottom solo laners are doing really well and just setting everything up, that's why I was able to pull this off. And in game 2, you guys set the new fastest game record at 21 minutes and 8 seconds. So how did you guys end the game so quickly? I think our damage dealers and everyone else who is supportive was able to pull off some really good engages. That's probably why. And this Saturday showdown will be a home ground match between T1 and KT at Goyang Sono Arena. What are you looking forward to the most? This is something new that we're trying in the regular season, which is great. And I believe that we will have a really big audience. It'll be a good big match. And so to reach everyone's expectations, I hope that we can prepare well and make sure that we do our best. And Keria, what's your resolution for the home ground match? Being able to get this new experience during the regular season makes me very excited for the upcoming match. And I want to show everything that we got to our fans. Thank you so much. And that's the end of the interview from owner and Keria of T1 and back to the space. Thank you.
Thank you for those wonderful translations, dear Ayaya, as T1 now move to second place, 4-1. And